Chapter 623. This. President Lin Yuetong wasn't the only one who was confused. Everyone in the room was confused by Yang Baixiong's sudden action. At this moment, Yang Baixiong was already scared out of his wits. How could he care about what others thought of him? Miss Lin, to tell you the truth, I believe that only young, promising, handsome, and knowledgeable men from aristocratic families are worthy of you. Yang Baixiong was on the verge of tears when he saw that Pei Yucheng had no intention of speaking. He gritted his teeth and crawled over to pick up the bottle of wine. Miss Lin. How about this? To show my sincerity, I will drink this bottle of wine. I apologize to you. Please forgive me. As Yang Baixiong spoke, he opened the bottle of wine and started to gulp it down. Lin Yuetong and the others couldn't stop him. He would get angry with anyone who tried to stop him. Get lost. All of you, get lost. Don't stand in his way. He had thought that he would be able to build a good relationship with Pei Yucheng. Who would have thought that he would fall from heaven to hell? Zhong Xiaowei and Zhong Xuaning were dumbfounded by what they saw. Sister, what is President Yang doing? Has that woman bewitched him? Zhong Xiaowei was dumbfounded. Zhong Xuaning frowned in confusion. It's strange. What is she doing? Even if Yang Baixiong had drunk some wine, he wouldn't be so muddle-headed as to kneel down and apologize to a small-time artist. Even a sly old fox like Chu Jiayao was bewildered. Nanxiu, has Yang Baixiong seen a ghost? He had assumed that Pei Nanxiu would step forward to save the damsel in distress. Who knew that things would turn out this way? Pei Nanxiu was speechless. Had he seen a ghost? However, it was even scarier than that. Lin Yan felt as though she was on the verge of breaking down. Boss Yang, could you be more exaggerated? Are you afraid that no one will find out? Lin Yan coughed softly and muttered, "Air. Mr. Pei, shall we go back?" Pei Yucheng pinched the girl's slender fingers with his warm fingers as he replied unhurriedly, "It's still early." Tears streamed down Lin Yan's cheeks when she realized that he had no intention of leaving. She had no choice but to scoot closer to him. She covered their hands and pressed on. "Mr. Pei, why waste time on such a trivial matter? Why don't you go back and rest? You've been busy the whole day. You must be tired." Pei Yucheng's expression didn't change. "There's no hurry." Lin Yan was speechless. How could she not be anxious? She was very anxious. If she allowed Yang Baixiong to continue messing around like this, she would be stripped naked. Lin Yuetong and the others were crowding around her. Lin Yan was so anxious that her eyebrows were on fire. Lin Yan squeezed his hand and blurted out, "Mr. Pei. Let's go home. Every minute of the night is worth 1,000 gold." Pei Yucheng was speechless. Pei Yucheng seemed startled for a moment before he lowered his eyes and chuckled softly. He glanced at the girl and replied, "Okay." Lin Yan was speechless. When Lin Yan realized what she had just said, she felt as though she had nothing left to live for. F***ck. What did she just say? Ah. Forget it, at least Pei Yucheng had relented. Chapter 624. Yang Baixiong finished half the bottle in one go. Finally, with a bang, he collapsed on the ground, drunk. There was dead silence in the private room. In the end, Kai Hongan stepped forward to smooth things over. Ahem. President Yang is drunk. Let's send him back. Lin Yuetong glanced at Lin Yan gloomily. He had no time to say anything, so he sent Yang Baixiong back. Everyone could only interpret Yang Baixiong's strange behavior as him drinking too much and not being sober. This messy meal finally came to an end. Lin Yan quietly let go of his hand. "Mr. Pei, how are you going to leave later? Did you drive here? Or are you going back with Mr. Pei?" "Oh yeah, I bought a car today. Mr. Pei, do you want to ride with me? Lin Yan looked excited at the mention of her new car. He nodded. Okay. Lin Yan replied, okay, I'll get the car. I think I'll have to wait for the others to leave. Mr. Pei, please wait for me outside. After the dinner, the Zhong sisters walked out of the room indignantly. What was wrong with Yang Baixiong today? Zhong Xuaning couldn't figure it out. Zhong Xiaowei snorted coldly. Sister, President Yang must have been drunk. Look at him. Otherwise, why would he kneel before Lin Yan? That B***TCH is really lucky. The sisters were naturally indignant that they hadn't seen Lin Yan suffer. Zhong Xuaning grinned. She was just lucky this time. When Yang Baixiong sobers up, he won't let her off. Alright, forget about that woman. Hurry up and catch up with President Pei. Yeah. Sister, you're right. No matter what, we have to reward President Pei today. We don't get such an opportunity every day. Zhong Xiaowei nodded and hurried after Pei Yucheng with Zhong Xuaning. Today was such a good opportunity to make friends with the big boss, they definitely couldn't miss it. It was all that B***TCH Lin Yan's fault. Otherwise, they would have been able to hook up with her in the room. At the entrance of the club, Kai Hongan told Pei Yucheng eagerly, President Pei, I'm sorry that I didn't serve you well today. If there's a chance in the future, I'll treat you well. Pei Yucheng replied, President Kai, you're being too polite. Kai Hongan replied, by the way, Boss Pei, you drank with Pei Ying. Do you need me to arrange for a chauffeur to send you and Mr. Pei back? Pei Yucheng replied, there's no need. Someone is here. Kai Hongan, oh, alright then. I'll make a move first. Boss Pei, take care. After exchanging some pleasantries, the guests left one after another, leaving Pei Yucheng and Pei Nanxiu alone. Pei Nanxiu glanced at his brother curiously. He hadn't expected his brother to be so easy to talk to and leave so easily. He had already mentally prepared himself for the worst. He had no idea what Lin Yan had said to Big Brother to make him let things go so easily. Brother, are you going back with me? Asked Pei Nanxiu. Sister-in-law will come and pick me up later, replied Pei Yucheng. Pei Nanxiu chuckled. I remember now. Sister-in-law bought a car. She even posted it on her WeChat moments today. That's the car. Pei Nanxiu's expression became awkward as he recalled Lin Yan's old car. While the two brothers were talking, Zhong Xiaowei and Zhong Xuaning walked up to them with a shy expression on their faces. Chapter 625. Boss. President Pei. Hello. Zhong Xiaowei's cheeks were flushed as she greeted Pei Yucheng nervously. The girl's face was as pretty as a peach blossom, and she looked adorable. Zhong Xiaowei knew very well what kind of woman a man was most vulnerable to. She was also very good at making use of this advantage. The girl stood before the man innocently and said, President Pei, I'm an artist from Summit Entertainment. My name is Zhong Xiaowei. This is my sister, Zhong Xuaning. There were too many people in the room earlier, and the seat beside you. That's why I didn't get a chance to greet you, Zhong Xuaning chimed in, I've only seen you from afar at the company's annual meeting. This is the first time I've seen you in person. Zhong Xuaning looked like a little fangirl. Her face was filled with admiration as she deliberately mentioned the company's annual meeting. Pei Nanxiu coughed softly and stood awkwardly at the sight of the two sisters chatting with their big brother. It was obvious what they were trying to do. At the same time, Lin Yan's old, tattered car drove over slowly and stopped under the shade of a tree. Lin Yan, who had been a little worried, hadn't expected Pei Yucheng to be so cooperative. She heaved a sigh of relief that she had managed to preserve her identity as Pei Yucheng's girlfriend. She had wanted to pick Pei Yucheng up after seeing that most of the guests had left. Who would have thought that Zhong Xiaowei and Zhong Xuening would suddenly walk over to Pei Yucheng? Lin Yan frowned and had no choice but to stop the car and wait. The sisters, who were dressed to the nines, were chatting with Pei Yucheng. The moonlight was mesmerizing. Zhong Xiaowei looked at the handsome man in front of her with an infatuated look on her face. "Boss Pei, my sister and I were very angry when we saw you being harassed in the private room just now. That Lin Yan is too much. She keeps bothering you." Pei Nanxiu scratched his nose when he heard her. Big brother was being harassed? That seemed to be the other way around. He could only see that his sister-in-law wanted to fly away and hide so that her relationship with his eldest brother would not be exposed. Zhong Xuening glanced at Pei Nanxiu and added, "Mr. Pei, you should know that all the artists in Summit Entertainment are of high quality. Lin Yan is an exception. She jumped ship to our company later, so she can't be considered an artist of our company." Not only was he mocking Lin Yan's lack of manners, but he was also complimenting Summit Entertainment. I wonder which manager has such bad taste. How could he poach such a despicable artist? Zhong Xiaowei grumbled indignantly. Pei Nanxiu glanced at his brother silently. He was at a loss for words. Big Boss Pei, who had no foresight, raised his eyebrows slightly, but his expression did not change. Lin Yan was getting sleepy from waiting. Although he couldn't hear what the sisters were saying, he could roughly guess what they were talking about. It seemed like they weren't going to let Pei Yucheng off tonight. Lin Yan drummed her fingers on the steering wheel as she stared in the direction of the sisters. She felt an inexplicable sense of frustration. Damn, she actually hooked up with her boyfriend in front of her? Anyway, your brother doesn't have a girlfriend, right? These two sisters are great. He can choose any one of them. He can even have both of them. Chu Jiayao said matter-of-factly as he glanced at Pei Nanxiu suspiciously. "Nanxiu, why are you so nervous? Are you interested in them too?" Chapter 627. Pei Nanxiu looked helpless. "President Chu, please don't meddle in this matter." "How can I meddle in this matter? I'm being very serious, okay?" Chu Jiayao looked disapproving. Pei Nanxiu was speechless. What could he say to stop him from courting death? Meanwhile, Lin Yan noticed that the twins had no intention of leaving. Chu Jiayao had come as well. Based on Chu Jiayao's attitude, she could tell that he was trying to matchmake Pei Yucheng and his company's artists. Zhong Xiaowei and Zhong Xuening were delighted to see that their boss was trying to matchmake them. They felt more confident and took the initiative. "President Chu, you flatter me. Since I've reached the pinnacle, I can't embarrass the company or President Pei." Zhong Xiaowei replied obediently. Chu Jiayao grinned and added, "Xiaowei often mentioned you to me. She said that she wanted your autograph. Both of them are your fans. Who would have thought that we would bump into each other today? This is fate. It's fate. Of course we admire someone like President Pei." Zhong Xiaowei said shyly. Zhong Xiaowei suddenly clutched her head and swayed. A second later, Zhong Xiaowei suddenly twisted her ankle and fell in Pei Yucheng's direction. Ouch! Lin Yan's pupils constricted when she saw this. F***ck. What was wrong with him? Did he think that she was dead? Why did he have to be so touchy? How could he pretend to fall? How could he use such an old trick? Just as Zhong Xiaowei was about to fall into Pei Yucheng's arms, Pei Nanxiu reacted quickly and steadied Zhong Xiaowei before she could fall. Lin Yan instinctively heaved a sigh of relief. He was indeed her idol. "Well done. Miss Zhong, are you all right?" Pei Nanxiu asked, still shaken. Zhong Xiaowei looked regretful. However, when she saw Pei Nanxiu's handsome face, she felt better. I'm fine. I'm sorry. I was too careless, Zhong Xuaning pretended to be concerned. Xiaowei, are you all right? Did you drink a little too much tonight? Zhong Xiaowei nodded weakly. Maybe, my head is a little dizzy. As she spoke, Zhong Xiaowei had inched closer to Pei Yucheng and was trying to lean on him. Lin Yan was speechless. At this moment, a gust of night wind blew past. A few leaves fell from above and landed on his hair and shoulders. Zhong Xiaowei stared at the man in the dark, mesmerized. She could not help but reach out to him. Boss Pei, you have leaves on your body. Before Zhong Xiaowei's fingers could touch Pei Yucheng's body, her wrist was gripped by a strong force. She couldn't move at all. Ah! It hurts. Zhong Xiaowei yelped in pain and instinctively glanced at her wrist. It was Lin Yan. Lin Yan had no idea when she had arrived. She was clutching her wrist lazily. She didn't seem to be exerting much strength, but she couldn't move at all. Zhong Xiaowei looked shocked. You! Lin Yan! Why are you here? What are you doing? Let go! Miss Zhong, don't touch things that don't belong to you. It's one thing for you to compare him to an object, but what right do you have to stop others from approaching him? Zhong Xiaowei snorted coldly. That's right. What kind of relationship do you have with Boss Pei? Why do you have to interfere? Boss Pei hasn't said anything. Who do you think you are? Are you addicted to creating hype and scamming? Who do you think Boss Pei is? How can a woman like you touch him? Oh. I can't touch him. Lin Yan nodded when she heard Zhong Xiaowei's sarcasm. She strode over to Pei Yucheng and hooked her arms around the man's neck. Without a word, she planted a kiss on the man's lips. I did touch him. Why? Chapter 629. Lin Yan strode over and planted a kiss on the man's lips. I did. What's wrong with that? Zhong Xiaowei's mocking expression froze. Zhong Xuaning, who was standing next to her, was dumbfounded as well. Cough. Chu Jiayao, who was dumbfounded, almost choked on his own saliva. Pei Nanxiu looked surprised as well. Although he was the only one present who knew about Lin Yan and Pei Yucheng's relationship, Lin Yan had been trying her best to keep it a secret. Hence, Pei Nanxiu hadn't expected that Lin Yan would do something like this. Pei Yucheng was startled for a moment before his eyes darkened. As for Lin Yan, she snapped back to her senses the moment she kissed him. When he realized what kind of earth-shattering thing he had just done, he hurriedly took 2 steps back with a whoosh and silently rubbed his forehead. F***ck. What had she just done? Beauty had fooled him. Beauty had fooled him. The night breeze was chilly. 1 second passed, 2 seconds passed, 3 seconds passed, everyone stood rooted to the spot in shock. Lin Yan didn't make a sound either, and the atmosphere fell into an eerie silence. After some time, Zhong Xiaowei pointed a trembling finger at Lin Yan. She was so angry that she almost vomited blood. Lin Yan. You're shameless. How could you? How could you do that to President Pei? Are you a hooligan? How could a shameless B***tch like you exist? Zhong Xuaning, who was also shocked by Lin Yan's audacity, sneered coldly. Miss Lin. Do you know what you're doing? I've heard that you have a messy private life, but I didn't expect that you would live up to your reputation. Are you that desperate for a man? How dare you touch President Pei? Lin Yan had calmed down a little, but when she saw the sisters, the flame in her heart burned again. She couldn't suppress it no matter what. What was going on with her? Lin Yan glanced at the sisters lazily and said softly, I've already kissed him. What can you do to me? Zhong Xiaowei was speechless, Zhong Xuaning was speechless, the sisters were stunned by Lin Yan's shamelessness and shamelessness. Chu Jiao, who was standing next to her, was also in awe. This girl is too tough. Is she tired of living? Lin Yan glanced at Chu Jiao and replied coldly, yeah, even if I die under a peony, I would still be dissolute even as a ghost. She remembered that Chu Jiao had tried his best to matchmake Pei Yucheng and the sisters. Chu Jiao, Pei Nanxiu coughed and coughed. Ha! Pei Yucheng lowered his eyes and chuckled softly as the girl's angry face was reflected in his deep, deep eyes. Zhong Xiaowei snapped out of her daze and hurriedly turned to Pei Yucheng. President Pei. You're such a shameless woman. This is sexual harassment. Zhong Xuaning sounded pained. It will damage the company's image if such a person stays in Summit Entertainment. She should have been banned, okay? If she dares to mess around with President Pei, what else wouldn't she dare to do? If we leave her alone, who knows what else she will do? Zhong Xiaowei hissed angrily. Chu Jiao swallowed his saliva and glanced at Lin Yan. He agreed with the sisters. Lin Yan had indeed crossed the line. Pei Yucheng nodded slightly as he listened to the sisters' complaints. Then, he turned to Lin Yan and said in a low, hoarse voice, Miss Lin, do you know the consequences of your actions? Lin Yan swallowed her saliva. Consequences? Zhong Xiaowei and Zhong Xuaning looked smug when they saw that Pei Yucheng was furious. She could still get away with offending Yang Baixiong, but she had offended Pei Yucheng. Lin Yan was doomed. President Pei, this woman is really shameless. Yeah, we can't tolerate her anymore. Pei Yucheng strode over to the girl and leaned forward to plant a gentle kiss on the corner of her lips. The consequences are that you're not allowed to leave me for the rest of your life. It took me a long time to write this chapter, but I don't think it will disappoint you. P.S. A Gentleman's Dilemma 2 and Just Like the Cold Light Meets the Bright Sun 2 have started pre-sales. There are limited autographed copies available, so it's first come, first served. The official website for A Gentleman's Dilemma 2 is Audiobook Store. Just Like the Cold Light Meets the Bright Sun 2 Foot has an autographed copy. End of this chapter. Chapter 630. If they had been frightened when Lin Yan had kissed Pei Yucheng forcefully, Zhong Xiaowei and the others felt as though they had been struck by lightning when they witnessed this scene. Pei Yucheng, that high and mighty president of the JM Corporation, who was like a god but could not be reached, he had kissed Lin Yan. He had even said that she was not allowed to leave him for the rest of her life. Had this world gone mad? Or had Pei Yucheng been bewitched? Lin Yan's hair stood on end when the man's lips touched hers. Her heart started to race and she couldn't stop. In terms of seduction, Pei Yucheng had really entered the soul formation stage. President Pei. You. Zhong Xiaowei looked incredulous. Zhong Xuaning was dumbfounded as well. She couldn't even speak. At this moment, the two sisters finally came to their senses. Something seemed to be wrong. It was Pei Yucheng's attitude. Pei Yucheng had merely been surprised when Lin Yan had acted so disrespectfully. He hadn't been angry at all. Pei Yucheng's reaction didn't make sense at all. Yang Baixiong had been strange enough tonight, and now there was Pei Yucheng. What was going on? What is going on? Chu Jiao looked as though he had seen a ghost. Pei Nanxiu sighed softly and glanced at Chu Jiao sympathetically. Wasn't it obvious enough? However, they couldn't be blamed for not realizing the relationship between Big Brother and Lin Yan. This was too unbelievable. President Pei, you. Why? Zhong Xiaowei glanced at Lin Yan and Pei Yucheng, looking flustered. She glared at Lin Yan, looking as though she was about to go crazy. Lin Yan. What did you do to President Pei? Now that things had come to this, Lin Yan sighed in resignation. She had lost all will to struggle. Thus, Lin Yan rubbed her forehead and glanced at Zhong Xiaowei. She raised her hand and picked the leaf off Pei Yucheng's shoulder. Then, she said expressionlessly, I didn't do anything. Perhaps President Pei thought that I was too pretty, cute, and charming. He wondered how could there be such an adorable fairy in this world. That's why he fell in love with me at first sight. Zhong Xiaowei was speechless. Zhong Xuening, Chu Jiayao. Zhong Xiaowei stared at Lin Yan as though she was a fool. Lin Yan, are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? Do you think Boss Pei is blind? Lin Yan shrugged. See for yourself if you don't believe me. Lin Yan held his hand as she spoke. I can kiss, touch, and hold your hand whenever I want. This was the first time Pei Yucheng had seen her so shameless and infuriating. He squeezed the girl's hand gently and grinned. Is that all you want to do? In other words, didn't he want to do something else? Lin Yan coughed and coughed. A big shot was a big shot. In terms of flirting, he really couldn't do it. He was instantly killed. He would be blind if he still couldn't tell the relationship between the two of them. Pei Yucheng and Lin Yan were so intimate and affectionate. It didn't seem like they didn't know each other. Chu Jiayao's legs turned to jelly when he thought of a possibility. He mumbled to himself, F***CK. Could President Pei and Lin Yan be an upgraded version of public display of affection? President Pei was too flirtatious. Lu Tingxiao's position as the #1 flirt was in jeopardy. Si Yihan quietly left the group. End of this chapter. Chapter 631. The more Chu Jiayao thought about it, the more horrified he became. Why do I feel that there's something amiss between your brother and Lin Yan? Pei Nanxiu was speechless. Only now did he realize that something was amiss. Pei Nanxiu glanced at his eldest brother inquiringly. He saw that he didn't seem to have any objections. Furthermore, there was no need to hide the truth from him. Hence, Pei Nanxiu coughed softly and said, Lin Yan is my brother's girlfriend. Chu Jiayao was speechless. Zhong Xiaowei was speechless. Zhong Xuening was speechless. The three of them were dumbfounded when they heard Pei Nanxiu. After being stunned for a full 5 seconds, Chu Jiayao roared, What did you say? Didn't you say that Lin Yan is your relative? Pei Nanxiu nodded. Yeah, she is my sister-in-law. Chu Jiayao was speechless. Your sister-in-law? Are you kidding me? When you said that you guys are relatives, you meant that you are sister-in-law and brother-in-law. Chu Jiayao's head buzzed as he instinctively wanted to curse. However, he realized that Pei Nanxiu was right. This was too much. Who would have expected this? He had always thought that Lin Yan had joined Summit Entertainment because of Pei Nanxiu. He had never expected that this would be the truth, so he had introduced a woman to his boss in front of his wife? Zhong Xiaowei and Zhong Xuening exchanged a look. They looked as though they were in a dream. Although Pei Yucheng and Lin Yan's interaction had explained everything, they were still shocked when they heard the answer. How could someone of Pei Yucheng's status fall for a woman like Lin Yan? Could Pei Yucheng really be blind? The sisters suddenly recalled Yang Baixiong's strange action of suddenly kneeling down and apologizing in the private room. Now that they thought about it, they realized that Yang Baixiong hadn't been drunk. He must have discovered the relationship between Pei Yucheng and Lin Yan. How? How could this be possible? Zhong Xiaowei stared at their intertwined hands and the doting look in Pei Yucheng's eyes. She couldn't believe it. Zhong Xuening couldn't figure out how Lin Yan could be Pei Yucheng's girlfriend. Furthermore, Pei Yucheng seemed to dote on Lin Yan. Lin Yan had completely given up struggling. Although she regretted her impulsive decision to expose herself, if she was given another chance, she felt that she would make the same choice. Lin Yan couldn't be bothered with the sisters anymore. She held Pei Yucheng's hand and said, I'm tired. Let's go home. Okay. Pei Yucheng nodded. He removed his black coat and draped it over the girl's thin shoulders. After that, the two of them walked towards the dilapidated silver car on the roadside. The three of them watched helplessly as Pei Yucheng strode to Lin Yan's tattered car. They looked as though they were in a dream. Lin Yan was about to get into the car when she heard Zhong Xiaowei's excited voice. Lin Yan, someone like you isn't worthy of President Pei. Lin Yan paused in her tracks and fell silent for a moment. Then, she turned around slowly and glanced at Zhong Xiaowei. I'm not good enough for you. Are you? With that, he chuckled and continued, you can try if you want to touch my people. End of chapter. Chapter 632. Chu Jiayao swallowed his saliva and probed meekly, Nanshu, how is your big brother's relationship with Lin Yan? Is it possible for you to change your sister-in-law? Pei Nanshu glanced at Chu Jiayao sympathetically. I don't think so. My brother has never been so attentive to a girl. Chu Jiayao quipped, no way. Boss's gaze. Ahem. Was there really a problem? So, can I still save my boss after offending her? Chu Jiayao asked meekly. Pei Nanshu glanced in the direction where Lin Yan and his brother had left. I can't be sure either. Initially, he had thought that Lin Yan would be easy to talk to, however, he wasn't so sure after what had happened. Lin Yan's attitude today had indeed surprised him. She had always been so timid in front of them, especially Big Brother. However, she had been so domineering today. The car cruised smoothly on the road. Lin Yan had calmed down a little. She glanced cautiously at the man in the passenger seat and tried to explain to Pei Yucheng. Mr. Pei. I saw that they had ulterior motives towards you. I was so angry, that's why I lost control, and said those words. Pei Yucheng studied the girl calmly. Really? Pei Yucheng paused for a moment before he asked, why were you angry? Lin Yan replied without hesitation, because you're my boyfriend. Of course, I was angry when I saw other girls seduce you. Pei Yucheng's eyes darkened when he heard Lin Yan blurt out that he was her boyfriend. Miss Lin, are you putting on a show with me right now, or are you putting on a show for real? In the enclosed carriage, the man's hoarse voice echoed in the air. Lin Yan's heart sank when she heard Pei Yucheng. F***ck. Why was Pei Yucheng so perceptive? Lin Yan's heart raced as she forced herself to calm down. She blinked and blurted out, huh? What act? What act? Nothing. I've always been acting for real. Pei Yucheng grinned and didn't expose her. His eyes seemed to be able to see through her as he replied calmly, Miss Lin, your actions have caused some misunderstandings. Lin Yan asked, misunderstanding? Pei Yucheng quipped, I misunderstood that you fell in love with me. Lin Yan was speechless. Lin Yan, who was startled by his words, coughed violently and coughed violently. A second later, she realized that she felt a little guilty. How could that be possible? She had always been with Pei Yucheng because she wanted to live. Since when did she become so impure? Oh, but so what if her thoughts are not pure? It wasn't a simple thing for her to be able to hold on until now. Her willpower was already very strong. Fortunately, he didn't probe further. He glanced at the girl's left leg and asked, does it still hurt? It doesn't hurt anymore. Lin Yan was puzzled. How did he know that her leg was hurting? It was probably because she had been in pain before that he casually asked, I'm sorry that I couldn't spend Valentine's Day with you. Pei Yucheng apologized. Lin Yan waved her hands frantically. It's fine. It's fine. Although her Valentine's Day wasn't easy to explain, it seemed to be a fulfilling one. Although that girl was haunting her, she had helped her a lot and even brought her to the hospital for an injection. End of this chapter. Chapter 633. Meanwhile, at Cloud Manor, Lin Yan's car stopped at the entrance. Lin Yan saw someone squatting at the entrance. She got out of the car and walked closer. Pei Yutong howled as he ran over. Pei Yutong howled the moment he saw Pei Yucheng beside Lin Yan. Ow! Big brother! You're finally back. When you weren't around. Sister-in-law. Sister-in-law. Instinctively, Pei Yutong wanted to complain. Lin Yan narrowed her eyes and flexed her wrists. What about me? Pei Yutong replied, Sister-in-law reads, writes, and plays chess at home every day. It's good for her, Lin Yan nodded, satisfied with his answer. Oh yeah, big brother, sister-in-law, where did you guys come from? Isn't my brother going to be back in a few days? Pei Yutong asked curiously. Lin Yan was speechless. Kid, could you not rub salt in my wound? She had gone on a blind date, and Big Brother had been introduced. Was he satisfied with this answer? Pei Yutong caught sight of the silver car behind Lin Yan and exclaimed, F***CK. Who owns this shabby and ugly car? Lin Yan's face darkened. I'll give you another chance to rephrase your words. Pei Yutong replied meekly, Sister-in-law, is this your car? Lin Yan raised an eyebrow. It's my new car. Is there a problem? Pei Yutong opened the door with a look of disdain. No way. Sister-in-law, do you even know how to buy a car? Have you been scammed by someone? Isn't this lousy car a little too much? Even if you gave it to me, I wouldn't want it. Pei Yutong was about to sit in the car when Lin Yan grabbed him by the collar. She pulled him down. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you think you can sit in the front passenger seat of your father's car? Only your big brother can sit in my car. Pei Yucheng chuckled softly. Pei Yutong was speechless as he muttered under his breath, Daddy, you've had so many hands. I wonder how many people have sat in the front passenger seat. Lin Yan was about to retort when she felt something soft rubbing against her feet. Hold on. What's that? Lin Yan lowered her head and saw an orange kitten rubbing against her feet. There's a kitten here. Lin Yan squatted down hastily. There was a 3 to 4 month old kitten by his feet. It was dirty and skinny, looking very pitiful. Pei Yutong squatted down as well and stared at the little kitten in surprise. Wow, sister-in-law, stray cats are usually very vigilant. I didn't expect them to be so close to you. The moment Pei Yutong moved closer, the fur on the kitten's back stood on end. It huffed fiercely at Pei Yutong. Pei Yutong looked hurt. Why are you so fierce to me? The kitten hid behind Lin Yan's feet and continued to whine. Lin Yan stroked the kitten's head gently. It's so cute. Lin Yan had always been fond of small animals and had a habit of attracting cats and dogs. After she had moved here, she hadn't seen them often, perhaps because this place was too secluded. She had often been harassed by cats in her previous neighborhood. The kitten didn't have the ability to survive, and the weather was getting colder. She reckoned that it would be hard for it to survive outside. Lin Yan wanted to adopt this kitten, but it wasn't convenient for her to stay at someone else's place. Pei Yucheng, who seemed to have read Lin Yan's mind, said thoughtfully, if you want to keep it, go ahead. Chapter 634. Lin Yan's face lit up. Really? I'm afraid it won't be convenient. Pei Yucheng's gaze was gentle. Why not? Lin Yan's heart skipped a beat when she met Pei Yucheng's gentle gaze. Then. Let's bring it home and see if we can find someone to adopt it. Do you want to give it a name? Asked Pei Yucheng. Sure. Let me do it. Let me think of a good name for it. I have the most experience in naming kittens. I named all the kittens and puppies that I rescued in the past. Lin Yan replied confidently. Pei Yutong looked wary when he heard that Lin Yan wanted to name the kitten. Sister-in-law, don't tell me you want to name it, Get Rich, again? Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yutong. Do I look like such a shallow person? Pei Yutong cast a suspicious look at her. He looked at her game name and then at her Weibo account. Didn't she know what to do? Lin Yan studied the orange kitten in front of her and contemplated it seriously. Then, she said, a 2-word or 3-word name is too ordinary. Why don't you give it a 4-word name? Pei Yutong, who hadn't expected Lin Yan to change her mind, asked hurriedly, 4 words? What name? An English name? Katerina? Alice? Alexander? Leonardo? Lin Yan pondered for some time before she snapped her fingers. Congratulations on getting rich. Pei Yutong was speechless. Lin Yan gazed at Pei Yucheng expectantly. Mr. Pei, what do you think of this name? Pei Yucheng replied, yeah, it's pretty good. Pei Yutong was speechless. Big brother, are you serious? Please have some principles. In the end, the couple agreed to name the kitten. It would be called Ah Shi and its real name would be Congratulations on Getting Rich. Lin Yan and Pei Yucheng went to the pet supermarket to buy some daily necessities and food. Lin Yan was experienced in taking care of kittens, and the kitten was extremely obedient in her hands. It was unusually cooperative even when it was bathing and trimming its nails. Thus, she was settled in no time. The kitten was full, and soon, it nestled comfortably in the warm cat nest, turning its belly to take a nap. Lin Yan rubbed the kitten's tummy and sighed. Darling, you really know how to find a place to scam me. You're the president of JM Corporation, Pei Yucheng. You'll definitely be rich in this lifetime. Pei Yucheng couldn't help but chuckle. It's useless against me. It's smart enough to do that to my girlfriend. In other words, in terms of family status, his girlfriend was the most important. She realized that he hadn't touched the kitten at all. She was puzzled. Touch it. Its tummy is so soft. It feels so comfortable. Pei Yucheng hesitated. It will be afraid of me. Even humans were afraid of him, let alone animals. Lin Yan held his hand and stroked the kitten's body gently. No, you have my scent on you. Indeed, the kitten was wary at first. However, after sniffing his fingers, it fell back to its slumber. Pei Yutong, who was squatting next to the kitten, was speechless. He had followed Big Brother and Big Sister-in-law to the supermarket to buy pet supplies. He had watched as Big Brother and Big Sister-in-law bathed the kitten and trimmed its nails. Now, he was being so obedient, he couldn't stay in this house any longer, no matter how tempted he was by the new game equipment and sound system. Pei Yutong said, Big Brother, Sister-in-law. I'm leaving, Lin Yan asked, huh? You're still here? Pei Yutong was speechless. Those who liked, Yusheng I Have You, Sweet and Warm, please bookmark it. Yusheng I Have You, Sweet and Warm was the most popular bar. Chapter 635. After Pei Yutong left, only Lin Yan, Pei Yucheng, and a kitten were left in the living room. Although Lin Yan had always treated Pei Yutong as though he was invisible, the atmosphere was more relaxed when he was around. Now that Pei Yutong had left, Lin Yan and Pei Yucheng were alone. Lin Yan suddenly felt that the atmosphere was a little ambiguous. Ahem. Mr. Pei, it's getting late. I'm going to bed. You should rest early too. The corners of Pei Yucheng's mouth curled into an amused smile. You're resting now? Didn't Miss Lin say, every minute of the night is worth 1,000 pieces of gold? Lin Yan almost vomited blood. She had said that in a moment of desperation. How could he still remember that? Did he have such a good memory? Pei Yucheng asked, Miss Lin, you coaxed me back. Are you regretting it now? Lin Yan was speechless. These words, Lin Yan felt as though she was a jerk. Lin Yan coughed softly and glanced at the man. Why would I do that? It meant that, every minute and second I spent with you, Mr. Pei, no matter what we did, even if we did nothing, is worth 1,000 taels of gold. Am I right? Pei Yucheng chuckled and stroked the girl's hair. Yeah, you're right. Lin Yan heaved a sigh of relief when she managed to avoid another calamity. Will tonight's incident be all right? Asked Pei Yucheng suddenly. Lin Yan replied, Are you saying that Zhong Xiaowei and Zhong Xuaning will find out about our relationship? Pei Yucheng replied, Okay. Lin Yan scratched her head. I'm fine. They definitely won't tell anyone else. The sisters must hate her to death now. Why would they help her publicize the fact that she was Pei Yucheng's girlfriend? They should be hoping that no one knew about it. It's not a big deal. I just don't want people to think that you're blind. Lin Yan muttered under her breath. I don't mind, replied Pei Yucheng. He never cared about other people's opinions, because those people would never appear in front of him again. But I care. Lin Yan replied solemnly, When I earn enough money, I will buy Summit Entertainment and Triumph Entertainment. She wanted to be the most awesome female boss in the entertainment industry. Let's see who still dares to say you're blind. Other people looked for a backer, but she was different. She wanted to be a backer. Pei Yucheng raised an eyebrow. Yeah, not a bad target. Lin Yan logged on to Weibo after she returned to her room. She made a Weibo post about how she had just gotten rich. Then, for the first time, she made a post about how she had gotten rich. She posted a cute photo of Shi bathing, and then added a caption, I picked up a kitten and named it Shi. After she posted the message, she read the latest messages. Tomorrow morning, the ranking competition for China's racing teams would begin on time. Most of the trending news on the internet was about the ranking system. It had to be said that there were indeed many Chinese racing enthusiasts on the internet. However, if one were to put a racing car in front of him, he might not be able to boast as much as he did on the internet. After scrolling through the news for a while, Lin Yan realized that she was indeed a magnet for haters. The competition had attracted a large number of haters. Chapter 636. Netizen 7787322, Why hasn't Lin Yan appeared recently? The competition is so important. Why hasn't she led the He family team to achieve good results? The leader of the Lady Killer group asked, Lin Yan? She's a piece of trash who only knows how to imitate others. Racing? It's no exaggeration to say that I've been a driver for 7 years. Get Lin Yan to drive the same car with the same specifications. I will give her a 1-minute head start. If she can beat me, I'll give her a hard time. Chang Yi replied, Lin Shuya is the one who's truly capable. She's indeed very good at racing. She's currently a member of a top team and is planning to start her own team. Everyone can see how capable she is. Lin Yan is such a B***tch. Even if she doesn't have the ability, she will still try to flatter herself. I believe that she knows how to race and ride a car. My husband isn't home. Where are you? Lin Yan doesn't know how to race. She's just trying to create hype. Only a fool would believe that Lin Yan defeated WW. Lin Yan logged into her alternate account and started to cheer for herself. Naturally, she was met with a wave of criticism. Lin Yan wasn't bothered by the criticism. She was already used to it. She wouldn't be used to it if no one scolded her online one day. Lin Yan scrolled through some trending articles and one of them caught her eye. The title read, How did Lin Yan get the role of Yeva? The truth is unbelievable. Lin Yan had assumed that these unscrupulous media outlets were making up stories. However, when she clicked on it, she was taken aback. There was only a screenshot of her WeChat moments, which had been posted by Lang Mang. Lang Mang typed, "There's finally news from Master. He wants to personally pick the role of Yeva. Is he that bored?" Lin Yan realized that Lang Mang's WeChat moments had indeed been posted on his WeChat moments. However, he didn't expect that this post would be intercepted by someone. The blissful family typed, "Wow. It can't be. Does this mean that Yeva personally picked Lin Yan to play Yeva? This is 2F * King explosive." The silly husky at home typed, "Haha. Are you brainless? I'm dying of laughter. How dare you claim that it was Lang Mang who randomly posted a screenshot? Yeva was the one who chose the role. Anyone with a brain would know that it's fake. Haha. I reckon Lin Yan's team has started to make up stories to gain popularity. Is this Lang Mang's account? I've followed Guru Lang Mang's verified account overseas, and it's not this one at all. Everyone, let's form a group and flame this fake Lang Mang until his mother explodes." Lin Yan quickly changed her destination and went to Lang Mang's comments section. As expected, Lang Mang had indeed posted a status update on this alternate account. However, the comments section below the status update had been completely occupied. Lang Mang was being scolded badly. "Nishida Shabi, what kind of dog are you? Pretending to be Guru Lang Mang? Was Yeva the one who had chosen the role? I think your father personally chose it." Lin Yan Shijfiwu typed, "They must be Lin Yan's fake reviewers. Are they trying to embarrass themselves on the internet? Do you think it's still decades ago when everyone didn't know how to access the external network? Wuxia, are you Lang Mang? If you're Lang Mang, then I'm Yeva herself." Lin Yan scanned the messy comments section, which was filled with curses. She couldn't help but pray for Lang Mang. She hoped that he wouldn't die from anger when he read the comments. End of the chapter. Chapter 637. The next morning, Lin Yan arrived at the He family mansion early in the morning. All the members of the He family were already there. Lin Yan walked in with a huge bag of breakfast. "Goddess, you're finally here." Mo Shuyun heaved a sigh of relief when he saw Lin Yan. He had been afraid that Lin Yan would stand him up. "It's such an important event. Of course, I have to come." Lin Yan grinned at Mo Shuyun. "Sister, this is my first time participating in such an important competition. I'm a little scared." He Lifeng strode over to Lin Yan. Lin Yan's eyes trailed to He Lifeng. She pondered for a moment before she turned to Mo Shuyun. "Are there any other reserve members? He looks so scared. Let's replace him." Mo Shuyun nodded eagerly and replied, "Yes. Yes. I don't think this kid can make it. Although he has improved a lot after such a long period of training, it would be safer to replace him." "Don't." He Lifeng looked aggrieved. "Sister, I just wanted you to comfort me. How could you replace me so casually? I've improved a lot. You're not afraid anymore?" Lin Yan glanced at He Lifeng with a raised eyebrow. He Lifeng shook his head and patted his chest with a smirk. "Afraid? What a joke. From the day I was born until the day I die, have I ever been afraid of anyone? When have I ever been afraid? The word afraid doesn't exist in my dictionary." He Lifeng. Mo Shuyun glanced at He Lifeng. "On the day you die, I will definitely push Yun Xian in his wheelchair to visit you. I will burn some joss paper for you to commemorate your fearless life." Lin Yan was speechless, Yun Xian was speechless. "How are the preparations coming along?" The old master, He Dingkuan, pushed the door open and entered. Today was a life-and-death battle for the He family team. There couldn't be any mistakes. Even if they were to lose, they had to lose beautifully. "Everything is ready," replied Mo Shuyun. The old master, He Dinkuan, nodded and scanned the room solemnly. Everyone has worked hard recently. Do you have any confidence in today's competition? No. All of them answered in unison. He Dinkuan was speechless, Lin Yen was speechless, old master, let alone them, even I don't have confidence in this battle. Mo Shuyun turned to He Dinkuan and said thoughtfully, it all depends on our luck. If our luck isn't good, we might fail at any time. He Dinkuan was well aware of the situation even without Mo Shuyun's explanation. Having run the team for so many years, He Dinkuan knew the state of the Chinese team better than anyone else. Currently, the situation of China's racing teams was very complicated. There were countless mid-level and high-level racing teams. Apart from the middle and high-level teams, there were also first-rate and top-notch teams. Starting from the high-level teams, they were like wolves and tigers, and the strength of their teams was unfathomable. Even though Mo Shuyun was leading the He family team, he was the only one who could carry the team's weight. Even though Mo Shuyun had recruited a lot of fresh blood for the He family team, they hadn't had enough time to get used to each other. As a result, they were still a far cry from the top teams. End of chapter. Chapter 638. There were too many high-level teams, top teams, and even top teams participating in the competition. The He family team was insignificant among them. Just as Mo Shuyun had said, they had to rely on luck to participate in the competition. If they were unlucky and met a team with a higher level, the He family team would have lost before the competition had even begun. Even the captain, Mo Shuyun, didn't have much confidence. Whether they would win or lose, it wouldn't depend on their abilities. Luck would decide the outcome. To put it bluntly, our team isn't strong enough. One of the team members spoke up. Mo Shuyun didn't comment further, as this was an undeniable fact. It took a long time for a team to get used to each other and train. The He family team had only been reorganized for a short period of time, so they couldn't keep up with the training. Even so, Mo Shuyun was confident that he would be able to win against a mid-tier team. However, if they were unlucky and encountered a top team, it would be troublesome. Besides, high-level teams weren't the most important. There were elite teams and even top-notch teams. It would be a nightmare for the He family team if they were to meet them. What are you afraid of? Lin Yen, who had been silent all this while, chuckled softly. All the team members turned to look at Lin Yen. Sister Yen, you might not understand. If we meet a top team, there's no point in competing. We will definitely lose, one of the team members told Lin Yen. Yun Xian, who was at the side, also fell silent. He had trained hard for a long time for this competition, but if they were to really meet a first-rate team of a higher level, there was indeed no hope of victory. Regardless of whether we win or lose, we have to compete. Who cares? Let's have breakfast first. He Lufeng muttered under his breath before he turned around to have breakfast. Many of the team members followed Lin Yen and swept away the food she had bought. Mo Shuyun walked over to Lin Yen and asked softly, Goddess, are you going to be a cheerleader or compete? Lin Yen was startled when she heard that. Cheerleader? Which part of him thought that she was a cheerleader? If I were to be a cheerleader, would I be able to meet a top team? Lin Yen glanced at Mo Shuyun. Mo Shuyun, Goddess, I know you're good, but there are too many teams that can easily crush WW. Even if you were to go against them, you wouldn't stand a chance, Mo Shuyun sighed. Lin Yen glanced at Mo Shuyun. According to the rules of the competition, the team members had to be selected. If she was unlucky and didn't get selected, there would be nothing she could do. However, if she was selected, it would be a different story. Actually, even Lin Yen didn't have much confidence in the competition system in the country. Just as Mo Shuyun and the others were worried, if the He family team was unlucky enough to be matched against a high-level team and Lin Yan wasn't chosen, the He family team would have no choice but to suffer a beating. Lin Yan wouldn't be able to do anything about it. End of chapter. Chapter 639. The rules of the competition were set in stone. Neither Lin Yan nor Mo Shuyun had the power to change them. Thus, they had no choice but to accept it. No matter how serious the situation was, they had no choice but to carry on without complaint. Miss Lin Yan, don't worry. We will do our best to show you the true charm of racing. One of the He family members chuckled softly as he gazed at Lin Yan. Ha ha. What do you mean by that? The young man's eyes darted to Lin Yan with disdain. However, he was all smiles. What do you mean by don't worry, Miss Lin? Are you really going to let Miss Lin be a cheerleader? Miss Lin Yan is Lin Shuya's sister. Lin Shuya is talented, so I'm sure Miss Lin Yan isn't weak either. Don't forget that Miss Lin Yan defeated WW on her own. Who knows, she might be on par with Mo Shuyun. Some of the He family members present furrowed their brows when they heard the young man's words. They had been with the He family team for some time. Although some of them didn't pay attention to the entertainment industry, they knew that Lin Yan was a special member of the He family team. Hence, many of them had taken the time to find out more about her. After reading about Lin Yan on the internet, many members of the He family had a terrible impression of her. Most of them had joined the He family team because of Mo Shuyun. If it hadn't been for Mo Shuyun's reputation, they wouldn't have joined a small team like the He family team. Many of the team members had started to wonder why a professional racer like Mo Shuyun would join a small team like the He family, which could disband at any time. However, after learning more about Lin Yan, some of them were certain that Lin Yan and Mo Shuyun had something going on. They had even seduced Mo Shuyun. A few days ago, Lin Yan's uncle, He Xiong, and cousin, He Mingkai, had invited them to dinner. They had made it clear that Lin Yan knew nothing about racing and that Mo Shuyun had managed to join the He family team because Lin Yan had seduced him. In other words, Lin Yan had seduced Mo Shuyun. After hearing this news, most of the members of the He family team despised Lin Yan. They even felt disgusted by her. Unfortunately, they had signed a one-year contract with the He family team, so they couldn't leave even if they wanted to. Li Tao, what are you talking about? It's a fact that Miss Lin defeated WW. Do you really think that Miss Lin relied on her looks to make the WW captain go easy on her? After all, Miss Lin is a public figure. She wouldn't use herself to make a deal with the WW captain. He Lifeng's face darkened as he glared at Li Tao and the rest. What do you mean? Hearing that, the young man Li Tao smiled faintly. Nothing much, it's just the literal meaning. We didn't say anything and Miss Lin doesn't even care, so why are you so anxious? Before He Lifeng could reply, another team member chimed in. Miss Lin Yan definitely wouldn't care. She's experienced. Mo Shuyun frowned and said, if you have something to say, just say it. Who do you think you're giving face to? Chapter 640. Captain Mo, we joined the He family team because of you. However, we are also normal people with normal values. We don't care what your relationship with Miss Lin is or how you joined the He family team. We are all men. We can understand. But, if you don't know anything about racing, then just be a spectator. Don't point fingers and talk so much. Which of the brothers here can't be Miss Lin's grandmaster? To be honest, Captain Mo, if I had known about Miss Lin's relationship with the He family team, I wouldn't have joined them. I wouldn't have signed the contract either. Li Tao glanced at Mo Shuyun. Captain Mo, you're my idol, and so is WW's captain. I don't have to tell you how powerful WW's captain is. Do you think that Lin Yan can defeat him? Of course, it's true that Miss Lin Yan beat WW. However, why did WW lose? Why did WW's captain go easy on her? Miss Lin Yan snatched her sister's fiancé and seduced all sorts of men in the entertainment industry. She has created countless scandals and scandals. It would be easy for her to win over Captain Mo and WW's captain. I don't have anything against the He family team. I just don't like Miss Lin Yan's character. I follow all of Miss Lin Shuya's works and I'm her fan. Miss Lin Shuya treats her so well, yet she snatched the role of Lin Shuya's wife. I admire her, that's enough. He Lufeng bellowed angrily, are you saying that my cousin is just a pretty face? My cousin can outrun you with just one hand. Beat us? The corners of Li Tao's mouth curled up as he glanced at Lin Yan in disdain. Alright then. I will give her a 5-second head start. I don't need her to beat me. I just need her to catch up with me. Then, I will kneel and apologize to her. How about that? Alright, you said it. He Lufeng clenched his fists and turned to Lin Yan. Sister, follow him. Lin Yan acted as though she hadn't heard him. She whipped out her phone to check the time. Shu Yun, it's about time. Let's go. Some of the members of the He family guffawed at Lin Yan. If you don't even dare to run, how can you say that you can beat WW? It had to be said that Lin Yan was really a wily old fox. She wouldn't even respond to something that was disadvantageous to her. Mo Shuyun glanced at Lin Yan curiously. Goddess, aren't you angry? Angry? Lin Yan was startled. Those team members, Mo Shuyun said. After all, those people's words were indeed a bit too unpleasant to hear. Oh, you mean that? Lin Yan grinned. What's there to be angry about? Wouldn't I die of anger if I get angry over these things every day? Lin Yan didn't think that the team members had gone overboard. Compared to the haters online, they were nothing. She didn't feel anything when it came to the haters online, let alone these members. Mo Shuyun glanced at Lin Yan in astonishment before he gave her a thumbs up. Goddess, you're so magnanimous. Lin Yan smiled faintly, looking nonchalant. As the saying went, the Prime Minister had a big heart. If it weren't for the fact that she had to rely on her teammates, she would have flipped out and smashed their skulls. Update is over begging for monthly votes and recommendation votes, end of chapter. Chapter 642. Pei Yutong wasn't alone. There was a young man in a red uniform beside him. The man's eyes scanned Lin Yan unabashedly. His eyes were filled with disgust and disdain. Boss, is this the famous Miss Lin Yan? Is she your friend who is good at racing? The man asked Pei Yutong. Pei Yutong nodded. Yeah. Oh, the man revealed a meaningful expression, and then lightly nodded. Daddy, are you going to race? Pei Yutong glanced at Lin Yan anxiously. I'm a member of the He family team. Of course, I will race, replied Lin Yan. Pei Yutong was speechless. Previously, he had thought that it would be great if his team could compete with the He family team. However, Pei Yutong had never imagined that Lin Yan would race as well. Daddy. Pei Yutong grinned at Lin Yan. What if? What if the He family team meets mine? Daddy, you have to be merciful. Be merciful? The man in the red uniform frowned when he heard Pei Yutong. Did his boss really think that Lin Yan was that capable? Why would he need to be merciful? I saw that we are in the same team and there is a high chance that we will meet. Daddy, don't be so cruel. Pei Yutong replied. Even if we meet, I might not be chosen. Lin Yan sighed heavily. The corners of the man's mouth curled up into a smirk of disdain. This woman must be hoping that she wouldn't be chosen. Perhaps this woman had already made some kind of deal and had some unknown inside information that prevented her from being picked to go on stage. Otherwise, the woman's image of a strong racer would crumble the moment she stepped onto the stage. Let me introduce you. Pei Yutong grinned at Lin Yan and pointed at the man beside him. This is our captain, Wu Yong. Is he the racer that you hired? Lin Yan asked curiously. Yeah. Pei Yutong nodded eagerly. That's him. If you're picked to go on stage, you must show mercy. Daddy, if you promise me, I will reveal something important about my brother to you. Pei Yutong stared at Lin Yan guiltily. Pei Yutong had made some calculations. The possibility of his team clashing with the He family team was too high. If Lin Yan didn't compete, the He family team would definitely lose. However, if Lin Yan was chosen, his team would be crushed. Important news? What important news could you possibly have? Lin Yan was doubtful. Pei Yutong whispered into her ear mysteriously, "Do you know when my big brother's birthday is?" Lin Yan mulled it over. "I only know that second brother's birthday is on June 25th. He's a Cancer." Pei Yutong looked wary. "Sister Yan, why do you know my second brother's birthday better than my big brother's?" Lin Yan rolled her eyes at him. "Stop your nonsense. As a girl who follows her idol, it's normal for her to know his birthday and horoscope. So, when is your big brother's birthday? It can't be this month, right?" "Yeah. Sister Yan, do you know about it? My big brother's birthday is on November 22nd. It's next week." "Sister Yan, you can prepare a surprise for my big brother next week," Pei Yutong reminded her excitedly. Lin Yan patted her chest. "November 22nd? Isn't that a Scorpio?" As expected of a big shot, he was indeed a Scorpio. Another 2 chapters moi he he oh, asterisk asterisk, Mr. Pei is a Cancer and Mr. Pei is a Scorpio. Guess what Sister Yan's birthday and horoscope are? End of this chapter. Chapter 643. As a girlfriend, it would be inappropriate for her to not know her boyfriend's birthday. Fortunately, Pei Yutong had reminded her that she should prepare a present for him. "Okay, thanks for the reminder." Lin Yan nodded. "Oh yeah, Sister Yan. When is your birthday?" Pei Yutong asked curiously. "I read online that your birthday is in May." Lin Yan nodded. "It's 518. Isn't it easy to remember?" Pei Yutong quipped, "May 18th, Sister Yan, are you a Taurus?" Lin Yan asked, "What's wrong?" Pei Yutong coughed softly. "No. Nothing. A Taurus is good." Not only was it 518, but it was also a Taurus who loved money. He was indeed his father. "Sister Yan, why didn't you ask me when my birthday is?" Pei Yutong asked eagerly. Lin Yan glanced at him. "I don't want to know. If I knew, I would have to prepare another birthday present every year." Pei Yutong's face darkened as he huffed angrily. "I'm a Leo on July 29th. My guardian star is the sun, which is the symbol of light. It is helpful and believes in justice. It represents the sun and destroys all dark forces. It has the spirit of a leader and is a very trustworthy constellation." Lin Yan was taken aback. "Wow. No way. You're a Leo? I thought you were a husky." Pei Yutong was speechless. Pei Yutong clasped his hands together and said, "Daddy, how is it? For the sake of me helping you and Big Brother so diligently and responsibly, I'm begging you. When it's Dad's birthday, I'll definitely give you a big present. If I'm chosen, I will try my best." Lin Yan sighed heavily. She could let Pei Yutong win once without affecting the He family team's advancement. Try your best. Wu Yong's eyes gleamed with disdain when he heard Lin Yan. He composed himself and grinned at Lin Yan. Miss Lin Yan, I don't think you'll be chosen. If you are, Wu Yong grinned before Lin Yan could finish her sentence. Of course, if you are chosen, you don't have to show any mercy. Just try your best to chase after me. Pei Yutong glanced at Wu Yong. Wasn't this kid a little too arrogant? Pei Yutong knew that Wu Yong was indeed very capable. Otherwise, he wouldn't have spent so much money to hire him. However, compared to Lin Yan, he was still lacking. However, Wu Yong was a racer that Pei Yutong had hired with a hefty sum of money. Even if he was a little arrogant, Pei Yutong couldn't dampen his enthusiasm. Even if Wu Yong didn't like Yeva, Pei Yutong wouldn't put him down. Instead, he would give him encouragement and love. Dad, in any case, if you meet him, you must know your limits. Pei Yutong strode over to Lin Yan with a worried look on his face. Daddy, I've used up all my money. I'm really broke. If I lose the competition and can't find a sponsor, I'm afraid my team won't be able to hold on for long. Lin Yan glanced at him. What was the point of telling her? She didn't have money, so she could go to her big brother. To protest, to fight. To take back her financial power. Hadn't he been so arrogant earlier on? He had said that even if Pei Yucheng knew that he was a racer, he couldn't do anything to him. Why was he crying about being poor now? Before Lin Yan could respond, Mo Shuyun added, we have to pay special attention to one of the high-level teams. It's a team under K1. To ensure that this team has a good ranking, they even transferred the only female captain of K1, Su Kai, over. Chapter 645. Lin Yan fell into deep thought. She had some recollection of the female captain of K1, Su Kai. When Lin Shuya had invited the impostor, the female captain of K1, Su Kai, had also been invited. Lin Yan didn't think too much about it as she took the list from Mo Shuyun. Storm, Lin Yan was puzzled as she read the name of the team. She felt as though she had heard it somewhere before. Lin Yan pondered for a moment before she recalled that Pei Yutong's team was called Storm. No wonder Pei Yutong had been begging her to go easy on him. Based on the ranking in Category C, there was a high chance that the He family team would meet Pei Yutong's Storm team. Other than Storm, another team under K1 had caught Lin Yan's attention. It was K2. This team was an advanced team and it was one of K1's teams. Because of the competition, K1 had sent their female captain, Su Kai, to lead the team. Other than K2, Lin Yan realized that there were two other top teams. They were Chasing Light and Lightning. These two teams were established teams in the country. WW couldn't compare to them in terms of experience and capability. Sigh, Mo Shuyun sighed and said, even though there are many amateur and intermediate teams, there are also high-level and top-notch teams. To us, Category C is a group of death. If we meet a high-level team or a top-notch team, Mo Shuyun didn't think it would be a problem if they met a high-level team. After all, Lin Yan might be able to compete with them. However, if they met Lightning and Chasing Light, they would be beaten to a pulp. K2 was also a tough nut to crack. After all, the captain of K1 couldn't be compared to a high-level team. What do you think? Lin Yan asked curiously when Mo Shuyun hesitated. The corners of Mo Shuyun's mouth twitched as he glanced at Lin Yan. I feel sorry for myself. I just joined a new team, but I already have to face so many strong opponents. The He family team is really toxic. Lin Yan was speechless. How could the He family team be toxic? Wasn't Mo Shuyun the toxic one? The moment he had joined the He family team, he had met with such trouble. An hour later, the competition began. The VIP seats were already overcrowded. Qi Xiaoyuan, Wei Shufeng, and the others naturally wouldn't miss it. They had arrived early and had been waiting for the entire morning. Is that Lin Yan? Wei Shufeng peered down from the VIP seats and saw the He family team, including Lin Yan. Where? Where? Qi Xiaoyuan quickly stood up and looked around. Why are you so agitated? Wei Shufeng glanced at Qi Xiaoyuan with an odd expression on his face. When Qi Xiaoyuan had been invited to a private banquet, Wei Shufeng had noticed that Qi Xiaoyuan had stood up for Lin Yan. What do you mean? I'm not excited. Nonsense. Qi Xiaoyuan glanced at Wei Shufeng. Lin Yan and you, Wei Shufeng gazed at Qi Xiaoyuan meaningfully. Is there a relationship? No. Qi Xiaoyuan shook his head. However, there was still a relationship between an idol and a fan. As for a deeper relationship, he wanted to, but the problem was that he didn't dare to. How could he have other thoughts about his boss? He was just a child. Chapter 646. That would be for the best. Lin Yan is a scheming person. I advise you to stay away from her, Wei Shufeng quipped. Lunatic, are you here to watch the competition or to talk about women? Qi Xiaoyuan frowned. Qi Xiaoyuan shrugged and replied, I'm just curious. Lin Yan actually came to the competition with the He family team. Would it be awkward if she was picked to compete? Awkward? Qi Xiaoyuan sneered coldly. Of course not. Wei Shufeng mulled it over. You're right. After all, this team is on the verge of disbanding. Before Wei Shufeng could finish his sentence, he noticed Mo Shuyun standing beside Lin Yan. Mo Shuyun? Wei Shufeng was startled. Mo Shuyun was standing beside Lin Yan. He was wearing the He family team's uniform, so he was obviously one of them. Mo Shuyun has joined the He family team? How is that possible? Wei Shufeng was in disbelief. Although Mo Shuyun wasn't the best racer in the country, he was a well-known racer. Why would he abandon a top team and join a team that was on the verge of disbanding? I didn't expect the news to be true. Wei Shufeng muttered to himself. A few days ago, Wei Shufeng had read an unreliable piece of news online. It was about a famous racer who had joined the He family team because of Lin Yan. In order to protect the He family team and improve her image, Lin Yan had made a deal with Mo Shuyun to get him to join the He family team. Wei Shufeng had no idea who the source of the news was, so he hadn't believed it. He had never imagined that he would meet Mo Shuyun in the He family team today. Furthermore, Mo Shuyun was wearing the He family team's uniform. It seemed that the news on the internet was not groundless. It was fabricated for the sake of traffic. Wei Shufeng didn't even realize that his eyes were filled with disgust as he gazed at Lin Yan. A woman like her was willing to pay any price to improve her image and reputation. If she didn't have the ability, why would she want to portray herself as a racer? In order to prevent his public image from collapsing, he didn't hesitate to use himself in exchange. I'm looking forward to Lin Yan being picked. Qi Xiaoyuan chuckled softly. He was picked to fight? Wei Shufeng glanced at Qi Xiaoyuan and sneered coldly. I'm afraid that your hopes will be dashed. Why? Qi Xiaoyuan was confused. Let me bet with you that Lin Yan will never be chosen. Even if she is chosen, she won't compete, replied Wei Shufeng softly. Wei Shufeng wasn't sure if Lin Yan had managed to bribe the person in charge. Hence, there were only two possible outcomes. Firstly, Lin Yan had bribed the person who had chosen her. Hence, there was no way she would be selected. Once she was selected, her image as a racer would crumble instantly. Second, this competition had to be fair. Lin Yan might still be selected, but she would definitely find all sorts of excuses to avoid the competition. Of course, there could be a third outcome. Lin Yan had been picked, so she had gritted her teeth and fought. In the end, she had been crushed. Chapter 647. Qi Xiaoyuan listened quietly to Wei Shufeng's words and sighed. What was wrong with this kid's brain? Why was he so pessimistic? Actually, everything wasn't that complicated. Lin Yan hadn't purposely set up an image. She was just a good racer. Should he try to find out more about Yeva? However, he couldn't blame Wei Shufeng. If he hadn't stumbled upon Lin Yan's identity, he wouldn't have believed that Lin Yan was Yeva. Actually, he wouldn't have even thought about it. Although Qi Xiaoyuan had no idea what was going on, he knew that ever since Boss had entered the entertainment industry, her reputation had been terrible. The internet had been full of hateful comments. Qi Xiaoyuan could only sigh inwardly. Wei Shufeng was too pitiful. If he were to find out the truth one day and find out that Yeva was Lin Yan, would he kill himself with a piece of tofu? Although Qi Xiaoyuan wanted to tell Lin Yan the truth, he had promised Lin Yan that he wouldn't divulge a single word. Although he was anxious, there was nothing he could do. All he could do was hope that Lin Yan would be chosen to compete. He wanted Wei Shufeng to see if Lin Yan was truly an expert racer. Lunatic, do you think that there was a problem with Lin Yan beating WW? Qi Xiaoyuan glanced at Wei Shufeng as he tried to change the topic. Wei Shufeng replied calmly, isn't that obvious? For example, if I won against WW, would you think that I won because of my skills? Then you must have cheated, Qi Xiaoyuan blurted out unconsciously. Wei Shufeng replied, although you're right, I still feel that, you're looking down on me. The corners of Qi Xiaoyuan's mouth curled up into a smile. Be more confident. Get rid of that feeling. I'm looking down on you. Wei Shufeng was speechless. Qi Xiaoyuan pressed on. I won't talk about other competitions and other events. If you say that I cheated, then I will. However, do you think that I would cheat in a competition like this? Wei Shufeng shook his head without hesitation. That's impossible. This is a competition that all the teams in the country will participate in. This competition concerns the future of every team. It can't be cheated. As long as you admit it. Qi Xiaoyuan looked relieved. What Qi Xiaoyuan was afraid of the most was that when Boss was chosen to go up on stage and win the match, this brat would accuse Boss of cheating again. Hence, Qi Xiaoyuan had given Wei Shufeng a warning shot in advance. He had asked Wei Shufeng to say that there was no way he would cheat in such an event. That way, if Boss was chosen and they won the competition, Wei Shufeng would have nothing to say. Boss, idol, goddess, you must be chosen. Qi Xiaoyuan prayed inwardly. He didn't have any other intentions. He just wanted to see Wei Shufeng get slapped in the face. It would be best if his teeth were knocked out. About 40 minutes later, all the media reporters in the stadium were ready, including the commentator of the stadium. The time limit for this ranking match was 3 days. Within 3 days, all the matches had to be finished. Because there were too many racing teams, it was unrealistic to finish the competition in a short amount of time. During this time, the teams that weren't selected to compete couldn't leave either. They could only wait in the preparation area. Chapter 648. The arena was divided into 3 divisions and groups, namely Group A, Group B, and Group C. The He family team was assigned to Group C. Group A, Group B, and Group C were ranked in descending order of strength. Group A was the strongest, followed by Group B, and Group C was the weakest. Of course, this was only relatively speaking. For example, there were top racing teams in Group A, while the top teams in Group B were slightly weaker. As for Group C, there were only first-rate racing teams, and they weren't really at the top. This sort of strong and weak division was only meaningful to those peak battle teams. As for the advanced battle teams, intermediate battle teams, and beginner battle teams, it was meaningless. They were all in the group of death. Of course, none of this mattered to Lin Yan. Lin Yan, Mo Shuyun, and the others waited until their hair had turned white. The competition finally began. Group C, which was the He family team, was the first to compete. The two teams that had entered the competition were both small teams. Oh, we are so unlucky. Why can't it be us? Mo Shuyun's heart ached. I want to compete with a small team too. Lin Yan was speechless. He was really ambitious. Look. They are both small teams. Why are they so lucky? It's all about their abilities. Mo Shuyun quipped. Captain, don't worry. We might meet the Storm team. He Lifeng interjected after a moment. Mo Shuyun's eyes lit up at He Lifeng's words. He Lifeng was right. Based on Storm's ranking, there was a high chance that they would meet. To the Storm team, this was simply giving them free points. Oh, that's not right. I heard that Storm has a new captain. He's not bad. If we meet their captain, we might lose. He Lifeng mulled it over. Can you give us some hope? Mo Shuyun glanced at He Lifeng. Captain, if you know yourself and your enemy, you will emerge victorious. We have to analyze the situation objectively. He Lifeng grinned. I know that if you know yourself and your enemy, you will emerge victorious. But what were you doing earlier? The competition has already begun. Why are you only saying that now? Mo Shuyun sighed helplessly. Lin Yan's eyes were glued to the arena as she watched the two teams collide. Seconds later, Lin Yan rubbed her eyes. She felt that her eyes had been insulted. Were the two teams playing house? They were so much weaker than the He family team. He had to admit that it was not without reason that he was assigned to Group C. In other words, the more teams like them there were, the better. The weaker they were, the greater the hope of the He family team. At the very least, even if he wasn't chosen, the He family team would still be able to win easily. There was no doubt about it. Sister, those two teams are so weak. I can do it too. He Lifeng glanced at Lin Yan. Lin Yan glanced at He Lifeng. Lin Yan wasn't sure how much He Lifeng's skills had improved after so many days of training with Mo Shuyun. However, in the past, he wouldn't have been able to beat him. During the competition, the He family team couldn't leave. Hence, they had to stay and watch the competition. Lin Yan felt drowsy after watching the competition. Chapter 649. After a nap, Lin Yan realized that the competition between the two teams had finally ended. There was almost no gap between the two beginner teams. After the winner was decided, the next match began simultaneously. The next team is Storm. In the arena, the relevant staff announced. Lin Yan's interest was piqued. Pei Yutong's team was finally competing. Lin Yan, He Lifeng, and Mo Shuyun's eyes lit up as well. Picking us is like giving away free points. Mo Shuyun looked excited. You have to pick us. It'd be best if Storm picked us for all three competitions. However, He Lifeng and Mo Shuyun were disappointed. Storm's opponent wasn't the He family team, it's Storm. Lin Yan laughed so hard that she almost cried when she saw Storm's opponent. The Windchaser team was the top team in Category C. Pei Yutong was really unlucky. He was really unlucky. Lin Yan could even imagine the expression on Pei Yutong's face. Pei Yutong shook hands with Storm's boss with a dark expression on his face. Then, he strode away without looking back. It seemed like Pei Yutong's nickname of Little Prince wasn't baseless. The most tragic thing was that Storm hadn't picked the team leader that Pei Yutong had hired. There was no suspense at all. Storm had lost the race tragically. Even Lin Yan couldn't bear to watch the battle. Pei Yutong was exasperated. I feel like I'm being targeted by the world. Why is it Storm? If you're Storm, go ahead and chase it. Yeah, boss. We're being targeted by the world. Why did we have to meet a top team? Storm isn't Storm. Why are they chasing us? Aren't we Storm? One of the team members glanced at Pei Yutong cautiously. Storm. They caught up with us. Pei Yutong glared at the team member coldly. You're fired. The team member was speechless. After the winner of the competition between Storm and Storm was decided, the next competition proceeded as usual. NG team versus the He family team. Mo Shuyun's face was filled with excitement as he clasped his hands together. God bless us. We won the first battle. Team NG was also a beginner team. Moreover, it was a beginner team that had only been established for a few months. In Mo Shuyun's eyes, they were even more useless than Storm. Soon, the selected team members went on stage one after another. The He family team selected Yun Xian, He Lifeng, and the other two members. Good luck. Lin Yan grinned at He Lifeng and Yun Xian. Sister. Don't worry. Yun Xian raised his head and whispered softly. Before the competition started, NG's boss shook He Dinkuan's hand with a black face. Soon, the competition began. He Lifeng was the first to enter the arena. Something had happened to him during the competition. He had paused for a few seconds and had been KO'd. They relied on Yun Xian and another team member to pull back the score and win the round. After the competition ended, He Lifeng returned to the arena awkwardly. Can you do it? Mo Shuyun glanced at He Lifeng. It was purely an accident. He Lifeng looked embarrassed. Chapter 650. No matter what, they had managed to win the first round. She had to admit that the He family team was rather lucky. The next few matches were quite interesting. Team Windchaser went up against Team Lightning. These two teams were top teams in the country. At the very least, Lin Yan wouldn't fall asleep watching them. As the competition between the two teams in Category C began, the audience cheered louder and louder. For the audience, the most interesting and anticipated teams in Group C were the Windchaser and Lightning Battle teams. No one had expected that these two great battle teams would clash in such a short period of time. The early arrival of the exciting battle had caused many to be extremely excited. However, to everyone's surprise, the Lightning Battle team defeated the Windchasing Battle team in an unstoppable manner. The Windchasing Battle team, which was also one of the powerhouses, did not manage to obtain a single point in the battle against the Lightning Battle team. After the competition ended, there was no longer any anticipation for the competition in Group C. In a sense, the Lightning Battle team was already number 1 in Group C, and Wind was number 2. As for the other teams in Group C, it didn't matter anymore. They were just cannon fodder. The competition continued after the two teams had ended. The next round is Windchaser. The staff began to draw the teams. When he saw Windchaser's opponent, he smiled awkwardly. Windchaser versus Windchaser, Pei Yutong almost fainted when he heard that. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched. This was fate. She hadn't earned the title of Little Prince for nothing. Every team had 3 rounds in the preliminary round, yet Pei Yutong's team had met Windchaser twice. Lin Yan couldn't bear to watch the competition, so she decided to take a nap. By the time she woke up, the competition had ended. Pei Yutong wanted to cry, but no tears would come. He was really unlucky. "Boss, we met Windchaser twice. There's nothing we can do. The difference in ability is too great." One of the team members sighed heavily. Pei Yutong gritted his teeth. "I want to change the team's name to Windchaser." "Boss, why don't we change the name to Windchaser?" "What if we meet lightning in the next round?" another team member suggested. Pei Yutong bellowed, "Then we should call it Windchaser." "You're fired." A certain team member. "How about Dodging Wind and Lightning Battle Team?" Pei Yutong replied, "I'm a team that avoids the entire game, alright?" "You're fired too." The Storm Battle Team had lost 2 matches in a row. If they lost another match, there was basically no suspense. They would be directly eliminated. He Family Team. "Storm Team, please get ready." Ha 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 ha. On the preparation stage, Mo Shuyun was laughing so hard that his face was cramping up. The heavens had opened their eyes. They were in the same group as the Storm Battle Team. Even their luck was too good. "We're going to win 2 matches in a row. Storm is just a team that's going to give us free points. Let's work harder and send Storm away," Mo Shuyun said with a smile. The members of the Storm Battle Team are Wu Yong, Zhang He, and Wang Sun. The He Family Team consists of He Lifeng, Li Tao, and Lin Yan. Qi Xiaoyuan yelled excitedly, "Lunatic, it's Lin Yan's turn." Chapter 651. Wei Shufeng looked puzzled. Logically speaking, Lin Yan shouldn't have been chosen. Pei Yutong's eyes had sparkled when he had heard that they would be competing against the He Family Team. When he had heard that Wu Yong had been chosen, his eyes had lit up even more. So, this round, their Storm Battle Team was finally going to win. When he heard that the He Family Team had chosen Lin Yan, Pei Yutong's eyes darkened and he almost fainted on the spot. From now on, Storm will be called the Dodging Daddy Team. Pei Yutong felt as though his heart was being torn apart. Soon, Lin Yan, He Lifeng, and the rest of the team raced. The rules of the competition were a 3-person relay race. There would be a total of 3 racers, and each racer would wait at a race point. If a racer lost the first point, the second racer would take over. If the racer didn't lose the first point, he could continue running until the end of the race. There would be a total of 3 points, and the first team to score 2 points would win the race. Lin Yan had chosen the first position, so she would be facing Storm's captain, Wu Yong. Lin Yan had gotten ready and was sitting in the driver's seat. Lin Yan's appearance attracted a lot of attention. After all, Lin Yan wasn't just a racer who worked for the He family. That Lin Yan. I heard that she defeated WW. Ha ha ha. How could you believe that? There's no way such a competition could be faked. Let's see how good Lin Yan is. Lin Yan forced herself to portray the role of Yeva. I don't know how she managed to get the role, but I reckon she has no choice but to give up. Anyway, it doesn't matter anymore. As Lin Yan stepped onto the track, the audience continued to discuss among themselves. However, Lin Yan, who was sitting in the driver's seat, couldn't care less about their mocking remarks. She couldn't hear them. Wu Yong and Lin Yan's cars moved at the same time. The silver car and the red car dashed forward. At that moment, all eyes were on the 2 cars. Lin Yan really knows how to race? Wu Yong used to be a racer. She knows how to race? How is that possible? Lin Yan contemplated this for some time before she decided to slow down. If she hadn't gone easy on them, the rest of the team wouldn't have had a chance. The competition would have ended quickly, and Pei Yutong's team would have been eliminated. As Lin Yan slowed down, Wu Yong's red car took the lead and left Lin Yan in the dust. In the red racing car, Wu Yong glanced at the rear-view mirror. Shortly after, the corners of his mouth curled up slightly as a look of disdain surfaced in his eyes. How could a pretty face like her deceive Pei Yutong into thinking that she was an expert racer? Moreover, he even wanted her to be merciful? This was probably the best joke she had heard this year. Lin Yan sighed helplessly as she sat in the driver's seat. She had done all she could. How much effort had she put in for that brat? She had never seen such a troublemaker before. She had gone easy on them and allowed Storm to lead by 1 point. However, if Li Tao and He Lifeng had won, she wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. She had done everything she could. Chapter 652. In Lin Yan's opinion, even if Pei Yutong's team won this race, it wouldn't matter much. To the He family team, it would be good enough if they could win a race like this. Li Tao snorted disdainfully when he saw that Lin Yan had lost. All the reporters' eyes were riveted on Lin Yan's car, which had lost the race. Lin Yan drove back to the starting point and got out of the driver's seat as though nothing had happened. In the VIP seats, Qi Xiaoyuan scratched his head in confusion. Boss had lost? How could she have lost? Although Wu Yong was good, he had been as weak as a baby in front of Lin Yan. Storm, Qi Xiaoyuan snapped out of his daze and fell into deep thought. He knew a little about Storm's boss. He had attended the imposter's private dinner party and had called Lin Yan daddy. F***ck. Qi Xiaoyuan was taken aback. Was boss rigging the competition? She had deliberately allowed Storm to win. Storm had already lost 2 races. If they lost all 3 races, they would be eliminated immediately. They wouldn't even be qualified. Lin Yan seemed to be on good terms with Storm's boss. It was possible that she had deliberately lost. This woman is weird. Before Qi Xiaoyuan could mull over this, Wei Shufeng interjected. What's wrong? Qi Xiaoyuan asked. It seems like my assumptions weren't correct, Wei Shufeng replied softly. Wei Shufeng replied softly, I thought that Lin Yan wouldn't be chosen. Even if she was chosen, she would find an excuse not to compete. However, I was wrong. Lin Yan isn't that shameless. Actually, if Lin Yan were to refuse to compete, she wouldn't be able to maintain her image either. She has no choice but to give up. Qi Xiaoyuan sighed heavily. He wanted to say something, but he swallowed his words in the end. After all, Lin Yan had indeed lost to Li Tao during the competition between the He family team and Storm team. Of course, Qi Xiaoyuan had merely guessed that Lin Yan had deliberately lost. He didn't have any proof. He couldn't figure out the truth either. In the preparation area, Mo Shuyun was dumbfounded when he saw that Lin Yan had lost to Wu Yong. His eyes were filled with disbelief. Mo Shuyun had never imagined that Lin Yan, who had defeated WW, would lose to Storm's Wu Yong in such an important competition. In the arena, there was not much suspense. Li Tao also lost to Wu Yong. There was still a certain gap between the strength of both sides. Storm only had 2 members left, and the He family team had already lost 2 members. He Lifeng was the only one left. Damn, it can't be. Storm's captain is that strong? When it was He Lifeng's turn, he broke out in a cold sweat. Even Lin Yan had been defeated. Wasn't it a joke for him to go up against Wu Yong? Finally, after a few seconds, He Lifeng couldn't even touch the exhaust from Wu Yong's car. In the end, Storm ended the race with a score of 3 o'clock. There was no suspense in the race. It was a crushing victory. After the He family team's defeat, the number of people watching the live stream reached its peak. Most of the netizens were cursing Lin Yan and jeering at the He family team. End of this chapter. Chapter 653. At the same time, many netizens seized this opportunity to protest and boycott Lin Yan's role in YEVB. How could a contestant who couldn't even beat an amateur team be qualified to play a legendary role like Yeva? This was an insult to the movie and to Yeva herself. Eat my fart, didn't you say that Lin Yan defeated WW? Open your eyes and look. This is Lin Yan's true ability. Even the Storm team, which was almost eliminated, could defeat her. What right do you have to be so fierce? You must be joking. Her victory over WW was just a performance. She was putting on an act the entire time. If you want Lin Yan to perform as well as she did in a real competition, I will livestream myself in a manure pit. Shuya's heart, Lin Yan, get lost. Whether Shuya's team qualifies to participate in the ranking competition depends on my Shuya. Lin Yan returned to the venue as though nothing had happened. Lin Yan, what can you do? Li Tao glared at Lin Yan coldly. I don't expect you to beat Wu Yong. All you have to do is hold him off for 15 seconds. Storm's second contestant will have to compete. If you can't even hold on for 15 seconds, how can you beat WW? Why are you calling for scrambled eggs and tomatoes? He Lufeng glanced at Li Tao. How many seconds did you last? Do you have 15 seconds? You can't even do it yourself, and you still have the face? Ha! Li Tao grinned. I can't, but I didn't say that I beat WW. Miss Lin Yan defeated WW before, yet she lost to an amateur team. Isn't that interesting? Shut up. My eardrums are about to explode. Mo Shuyun hissed coldly. Captain, this is our best chance. Storm has lost 2 rounds. If we win this time, we will have won 2 rounds in a row and Storm will be eliminated. One of the team members said, this can't be blamed on Li Tao. If any of our team members went up, even if it was against Wu Yong, we would be able to drag it out until the next member of the Storm team goes up. In the entire Storm team, only Wu Yong has some ability. Yeah. I can't believe that Miss Lin Yan couldn't even last that long. I'm a straightforward person, so my words might not be pleasant to the ears. I hope Miss Lin won't mind. In my opinion, Miss Lin shouldn't have entered the arena as a member. Otherwise, we might not have lost this match against the Storm Battle team. Although Mo Shuyun wanted to speak up for Lin Yan, they were speaking the truth. Indeed, Lin Yan had played a major role in their defeat. However, Lin Yan couldn't be bothered to explain herself. Other than Mo Shuyun, it was impossible for anyone else to hold out against Wu Yong until Storm's second player arrived. Captain, let's replace Miss Lin. One of the team members looked at Mo Shuyun with a frown. That's right, Captain. We aren't targeting Miss Lin, but her abilities are indeed limited. If she gets picked again, we won't stand a chance at all. All of you, shut up. Mo Shuyun was a little annoyed. End of this chapter. Chapter 655. Pei Yutong glared viciously at Su Kai. I hope they lose to Windchaser. Windchaser, charge. Beat that shameless B*****. Starred. The corners of Pei Yutong's lips curled up into a smile. His father was indeed his father. He doted on him too much. He had saved Storm's team from the brink of collapse. Soon, the competition between K2 and Windchaser commenced. Su Kai was up against the captain of Windchaser, and both of them raced across the track. However, 27 seconds into the race, Windchaser's captain's car was already in the lead. Su Kai frowned deeply. Although Windchaser's captain had lost to Lightning, he was still very strong. 43 seconds into the race, Windchaser's captain and Su Kai reached the finishing line at the same time. To Su Kai's surprise, Windchaser's captain's car made a diagonal drift and sped across the finish line first. What? Many spectators stood up in shock. Wasn't this the technique that Yeva had used in the past? A diagonal drift at the finishing line? Su Kai's eyes turned gloomy. Windchaser's captain opened the car door and glanced at Su Kai. You should watch more of Yeva's videos. It would be good if you could learn some tricks from her. F***CK. Windchaser's captain is one of Yeva's most loyal fans. He watches Yeva's videos every day. How did he manage to figure it out? Compared to Yeva's original technique, it's still very different. However, Su Kai was caught off guard. It's too cunning. Before long, the competition between K2 and Windchaser came to an end. Windchaser had won 3 o'clock. They had defeated K2 and achieved an absolute victory. Team K2's loss wasn't a loss. Team Windchaser is still very strong. After all, they are a first-rate team, and all their members are first-rate. Team K2 only has Su Kai. Su Kai is also very strong. I can only say that she is slightly weaker than Windchaser's captain. However, the competition was indeed exciting. The next few competitions weren't as exciting as Windchaser and K2. The sky had already turned dark. Currently, there was only one match left before Group C's competition. After the last match, Group B's battle would begin tomorrow. On the preparation stage, Mo Shuyun felt that something was off. There was only one match left. Wait. He Lifeng was shocked. We still have one less match to play. Which teams haven't finished? Mo Shuyun asked. I don't think so. Oh, right. There's still the Lightning team. He Lifeng pondered for a moment. There was a dead silence after He Lifeng said that. Lightning battle team? A moment later, everyone from the He family team gasped in shock. Does that mean we'll be competing against Lightning in the next race? It should be, F***CK me. What kind of joke is this? Lightning was able to easily defeat Windchaser and K2. You want us to face Lightning? He's just giving us free points. Lightning is the king of Group C. The next match is about to begin. Lightning, He family, please get ready. Lightning's team members are Jiang Tianqing, Li Hong, and Ji Chang. The He family team members are Mo Shuyun, He Lifeng, and Lin Yan. Chapter 656. You're lucky to have picked the captain. One of the team members chuckled softly at Mo Shuyun. Mo Shuyun glared at his team member. Lucky my ass. Why don't you take a look at who our team is? It's the Lightning team. Mo Shuyun's lungs were about to explode. He had been picked to compete against the strongest team in Category C, Lightning. How could he be considered lucky? This was bad luck. Mo Shuyun swore that he didn't want to compete at all. Ah. Why did I have to be picked? Why is it still me? He Lifeng wanted to cry, but no tears came out. How could he be part of all 3 races? 3 races. Moreover, it would have been fine if he was up against another team, but this time, he was up against the strongest team in Group C, the Lightning team. He would definitely be beaten black and blue. In fact, the Lightning battle team probably wouldn't even treat him as a human. After a while, Mo Shuyun sighed helplessly and said, "Forget it. At least we won a match and won't be eliminated. Miss Lin Yan, don't feel pressured. Just drive as you please. Anyway, we won't be able to beat Lightning." One of the team members smiled kindly at Lin Yan. Lin Yan nodded and grinned. "Okay, I'll try my best." This was the last race of Category C, so all the cameras were focused on the He family team and Lightning. When the two teams collided, even the commentator felt a little awkward. He didn't know where to start. In the eyes of the onlookers, there was no suspense at all. The He family team was going to be crushed by the Lightning team no matter how they looked at it. The He family team was like a boxer who had just started learning how to box, while Lightning was the world champion who had dominated the boxing arena for a long time. This was even more brutal than Storm and Whirlwind. The commentator said, "Today is the last race of Category C, and the He family team is unlucky to be matched against Lightning. However, I believe everyone is familiar with Mo Shuyun from the He family team. I heard that he joined the He family team recently and became their captain. Not only is he a member, but he is also an investor. Actually, if Mr. Mo Shuyun has too much money, he could invest in me." Everyone burst into laughter at the commentator's joke. To them, Mo Shuyun was indeed a lunatic for investing in the He family team. The commentator added, "There's another member who I'm sure you're not familiar with. She's Miss Lin Yan of the He family team. She's also one of the two women competing in this competition. Unfortunately, because of Miss Lin Yan, the He family team lost to Storm, which was the weakest team in Category C." Qi Xiaoyuan looked excited. "Lin Yan is competing again." Wei Shifeng glanced at Qi Xiaoyuan. "It doesn't matter who goes up against the Lightning team. Pfft. Who knows, Lin Yan might even lead the He family team to victory." Qi Xiaoyuan pursed his lips. "I know a good neurosurgeon. Do you need me to introduce you?" Chapter 657. If Mo Shuyun lost to the captain of the Lightning team, He Lifeng, who was the second contestant, would compete immediately. If He Lifeng lost, it would be Lin Yan's turn. However, based on the current situation, Mo Shuyun wouldn't be able to hold on for long, let alone He Lifeng. With a wave of the flag, Mo Shuyun and Lightning's captain started driving their vehicles at the same time. In the first 20 seconds, Mo Shuyun had managed to overtake Lightning's captain. However, 20 seconds later, Mo Shuyun's car was overtaken and Lightning's captain took the lead. The audience erupted in cheers and applause. No one had expected that the He family team would perform so well against Lightning. In the racing car, Mo Shuyun focused his attention on the car that was right in front of him. His brows furrowed slightly. His strength had indeed declined greatly. He hadn't gone through any proper training recently. Otherwise, he might really stand a chance. "I tried my best." When the captain of Lightning reached the finish line, Mo Shuyun stopped the car and sighed helplessly. Given his current condition, it would be too difficult for him to face Lightning's captain. Even though Mo Shuyun had lost the first point, the crowd applauded him. F***ck. It's my turn. He Lifeng broke out in a cold sweat when he saw the captain of the Lightning team rushing over. He stepped on the accelerator in a fluster. He Lifeng, who was too nervous, veered to the right and crashed into Lightning's captain's car. F***ck. He Lifeng hurriedly turned the steering wheel. Lightning's captain's car had sped off into the distance. Seconds later, He Lifeng was nowhere to be seen. He Lifeng sat in the driver's seat in a daze. Should he continue racing? Lightning's captain had an absolute lead of 2 o'clock, so he continued racing. It wasn't time for the other two members to race. Lin Yen sat in the driver's seat, ready to go. Lin Yen glanced at the rearview mirror when she heard the sound of a car's engine. When Lightning's captain dashed towards her, Lin Yen put on her helmet slowly. Whoosh! The moment Lightning's captain's car crossed the finish line, Lin Yan's car flapped its wings and sped forward like a dragon swinging its tail. Wow, it's like a runaway old horse, Pei Yutang said excitedly. Wu Yong laughed coldly and said, "Boss, this woman doesn't have any strength at all." Pei Yutang glanced at Wu Yong from the corner of his eyes. Awesome. Although he said so, he felt disdain in his heart. What was he pretending to be? If it wasn't for his father giving him face, would Wu Yong even think of winning? Lin Yen wasn't driving very fast, but she was still ahead of Lightning's captain. Every time the captain of Lightning tried to overtake Lin Yan's car, Lin Yen seemed to be able to predict his movements. She would make a sharp turn and block his path, preventing him from overtaking her. Lin Yen glanced at Lightning's captain through the rearview mirror. The corners of her mouth curled into a smile as she deliberately swerved to the right, giving him a chance to overtake her. In the blink of an eye, Lightning's captain had overtaken Lin Yen. Lin Yen, who was sitting behind them, grinned. It seemed like if she wanted to secure the role of Yeva and prevent Legend from being controversial, she had to show off her skills for the sake of the production team. This technique was something that even he could not do, let alone use in a real battle. Even if it was an exhibition match, he would not be able to do it. Chapter 659. The only thing the captain could do now was to change his direction and block Lin Yan's car. As long as he did that, Lin Yan's car wouldn't be able to overtake him. Can you stop it? The corners of Lin Yan's mouth curled into a smile. She swerved to the right and stepped on the emergency brake. As she did so, she swerved to the left. It was as though she was descending from the heavens. The friction of the silver car had reached its limit. Sparks flew, and the silver car seemed to be engulfed in flames. Whoosh! It sounded like a beast's roar. Everyone watched in disbelief as the silver car moved from the right to the left. It was as though time and space had been frozen. No one knew what had happened. Lin Yan's car had transcended the limits of everyone's understanding. The spectators aside, even the high-level professional racers who were present were dumbfounded by what they saw, their eyes filled with shock. How was it possible for a car traveling at high speed to be on the right 1 second and then move to the left in the next? It was as though time and space had been frozen, as though some mysterious force had moved Lin Yan's car. Impossible. Lightning's captain's eyes were filled with shock. How had this woman done that? Regardless of whether he won or lost, he had to interrogate Lin Yan after the competition. How had she managed to do that? Lightning's captain's car was nothing in the eyes of the silver car as it overtook him from the left. Lightning's captain's car was still on the right. He hadn't even had time to react. The moment Lin Yan overtook Lightning's captain, the score between the He family team and Lightning went from 2 o'clock to 2-1. After Lightning's captain was defeated, another racer took over and drove alongside Lin Yan's car. In less than 10 seconds, the silver car disappeared without a trace, leaving only the second member of the Lightning team in a daze. He looked just like Lifeng had been. F***CK. What kind of monster is this woman? When Lin Yan crossed the second finish line, the third racer started his car. However, after another 10 seconds or so, he could no longer see the silver car. At this moment, the originally noisy arena had completely quietened down. There was dead silence in the audience seats. Everyone looked at the silver car that was like a ghost, and their hearts began to beat faster. Was that a human driving it? Was he driving a car or performing a magic trick? Qi Xiaoyuan glanced sideways at Wei Shufeng. Wei Shufeng had already stood up. The disdainful smirk on his face had completely frozen. Wei Shufeng had no idea what had happened. Lin Yan's silver car was ordinary and incomparable to Lightning's. He had no idea how Lin Yan had managed to do it. To Wei Shufeng, everything that had just happened wasn't a competition. He was performing a magic trick on the track. Not to mention, there was no way any team would throw the race in this kind of situation. Even if they did throw the race, even if it was just a performance, who could perform this kind of racing technique? As the unpiloted silver car slowly reached the finish line, the third member of the Lightning team was completely dumbfounded. His hope had been nothing more than a joke. However, he had taken it seriously. He had assumed that Lin Yan would pay the price for her arrogance. She would pay a terrible price for disrespecting the competition. In the end, he had merely been Lin Yan's show. No. To be precise, Lightning had merely been a foil to Lin Yan's performance. End of chapter. I suspect that there's something wrong with Lin Yan of the He family team, Su Kai said bluntly. We should check her car. Su Kai was puzzled by Lin Yan's silver car. The car had been parked at the finish line, and there was no one in it. Why had it driven to the finish line? Lightning's captain had blocked Lin Yan's car so that she wouldn't have a chance to overtake him. However, the silver car had moved from the right to the left. This didn't make sense. Sister Yan, I want to be your passenger. End of this chapter. You're tuning in to the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.